Alright there guys, welcome back to another video. Back at it again at Kennedy again. Fat tire there, obviously I just laid it down because of the wind. I was planning on having a peaceful fucking vlog done at fucking Pickle Park, but that same fucking kid tried bugging me again. I rode away from him. I rode away from her is what I did. You know, which was basically a fuck you, a slap in the face, a fuck you in a way, I guess, depending on how you want to put it. Because I'm assuming she wanted to talk to me again about my fucking whips, and when I told her the other day last fucking week, they're not for fucking sale. And they never will be for sale. I said, you can order them off of Amazon, but they're not the real thing. That's right, drive off, fucker. And I tell her, you can order them and spend from 30 to fucking $60, depending on what you get. I'd lie to her. They're at most 40. To get one, but they're not going to be the same fucking thing as the homemade handcrafted paracord shit. It's that fucking fake leather shit. Get back whips are fucking made out of paracord. They can be made out of anything, but they're all fucking colors. Depending on where you are in the country, you can't use them because they got, from what I've been, doing the research on, if they got red, which right now I think, two in the set I'm running right now have red in them. Have red rope or paracord. So if I run those, let's say in California where I think it's the Bloods that are red and then the Crips are blue. I think that's how it goes. I could be wrong, so forgive me if I am. Or even the Hells Angels, being that it's got red, I wouldn't be able to run them because that's their colors. If it's the Bloods, it's red, wouldn't be able to run them. Crips, I got ones that have blue. There's 3 that I have blue in. I wouldn't be able to run those either because, the Crips are blue. Whatever gang has got that color, I think it's the Crips are blue, Bloods I think are red. I could be wrong, like I said. I don't know a whole lot about the gang stuff, so so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. So it's like, like I blatantly stated, it's, I didn't know, so I'm not, So, I think that's what she wanted, is to try to talk to me about my whips again. If I would have talked to her, I said, dude, you realize you talked to me last week, right? And she's like, no. I said, yeah, it was probably about this time last week. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I was sitting over by the fucking guy's bathroom on the pavilion, or at the pavilion. She's like, oh, and she's like, oh yeah. Why do you think I said, basically told you the nicest way I could to fuck off? You asked if I was selling those. I said no. I said, I'm just sitting here hanging out, so please fucking leave. You talk to me the next time I'm down here again, I'm going to have the fucking cops bring you back home and tell your mom and dad to keep you home. And that's the end of it. But I don't want to go that far, so. It is a public park, but, getting fucking harassed by a little fucking kid that, in my opinion, shouldn't be riding with those. You know, I really shouldn't be either. But I've been riding with them for a little over 4 fucking years, so. Or just about 4 years anyway. It's for sure 3. You know, so it's getting to the fucking point that you know, it's getting to the fucking point that little kid's and that girl's gonna get her feelings hurt, and she's gonna go crying to her mom and dad, and I'll be gone by the time their parents get over to the park. And plus, trust me, I don't understand if she sees this, you know, which I don't care. Damn it, what was I gonna say? You know, like I said, if she sees this, I don't really care. I am not here to please anybody. You know, I tried that, fucking failed several times. I'm done. So, you know, I tried several fucking times, and every time I tried, I failed. You know, I'm done pleasing everybody. Because to me, it's not fucking worth it anymore. And, you know, if I go down there tomorrow or Monday and she comes and bugs me, ooh, oh no, it's a C10 or it might be an F100. I think that might have been a Ford. I don't know. You know, so if I go down there tomorrow or Monday and she comes and bugs me, I'm going to tell her, look, the next time you come over and fucking bug me, I'm going to ask you to point out where you live. I'm going to put a note on your mom and dad's the door of your house. Your mom and dad better know English because they're going to have to read it. And trust me, guess what? Who's getting beat? It's going to be not me. So, you know, it's almost like I should just fucking pull this set off and put a different set on. She's like, what happened? You know, and she sees that I got a different set, and she's gonna ask what happened to the set that I had on the bike the last time she seen me. I'm gonna tell her I sold that set to a good friend of mine. You want to know why? It's because he gave me good fucking money for it. She's like, how much? I was asking $100 for the set. And I know you're only going to want to give me like $2 or $3 for 2. I'm sorry. I'm with labor. I'm in to each whip for each set. You know, now you got to figure, I got, I think, like 13 or 14 sets now. And you got to factor in, if I were to sell these, you got to factor in the time to make them. You know, material. You know, like I said, material, the labor, all the materials, all the labor, and the time. You know, plus you got to factor in shipping too, because I'm not going to ship for free. You know, and you also got to factor in tax. You know, I'm going to be making, you know, my friend Denise, I'm really good friends with her husband, Brad. He owns Outlaw Plastering. She gave me the idea to do the Etsy thing with you know, sell each old set that I don't use anymore. You know, which the first 2 sets I'd sell right away, and then I'd put a hold on. No, every set after that I just fucking sell. I just sell everything. You know, I'd sell by 1 or I'd have to sell each one by one. You know, and all that, so I'd have to charge for material, labor, whatever. You know, I wouldn't be doing custom orders, at least not for a while. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the video here, and I'm gonna take a ride back towards home and see what Dad's doing. I want to drink a soda anyway, so I'll see you guys in the next video.